The basic framework of the opening of our show is done. Now it's time to fine-tune the edit and really take it where we want it to be. The first technique we're going to learn is something called a replace edit. We have two shots back to back that are very similar, the Senegal Aerial 1 and Senegal Aerial 3. So to break things up, we're going to bring back that camel shot that I loved and used earlier on in the program. We're going to go ahead and load Niger camels into our viewer. Now the replace edit is an incredibly useful technique. It allows me to literally swap out a shot in my viewer with a shot in my timeline. Now you can use this in a lot of instances. If I had a matching action shot, for instance, I cut a program of a baseball game, and I had a wide shot of the guy hitting the ball with the bat, and I wanted to cut to the close-up, I can simply do a match action with replace edit by placing the playhead over when he strikes the ball in the close-up, over when he strikes the ball in the wide shot, and simply swap them out at that moment of impact. I can also use it with completely different shots, and that's what we're going to do here. I really like this camel shot, and I'm going to pick the frame that I think is most critical in the middle of my shot. I really like when I have the two camels in the frame. The first thing we want to do is get rid of all of our in and out points. The keyboard shortcut for that is simply Option X. The reason we're getting rid of in and out points is we don't use them. We're literally matching the playhead in our viewer to the playhead in our timeline. So I'm going to move the timeline to about the middle of the shot here. If I wanted to match the two camels to the beginning of the frame, I could put it there, but I want it to work in the middle. Now, one more thing to keep in mind when doing the replace edit. It's critical you have enough media before the playhead and after the playhead to match the amount of media before the playhead in the timeline and after the playhead in the timeline. If you don't, you're going to get an insufficient content for edit alert. As a matter of fact, let's do it wrong first so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to drag this all the way to the beginning before I perform my replace edit. And as you can see, there's no media ahead here, but I have plenty of space here, so it's not going to work. To do the replace edit, you would simply drag it from the viewer into the canvas and drop it over into the replace dialog box. And as you see, it says insufficient content for edit. I'm going to simply hit OK and not perform the edit. And now I'm going to slide my playhead back over to where I see the two camels. Once again, we're going to perform our replace edit. Drag it from the viewer over into the canvas and drop it on replace. Now take a look at what happens in the timeline on clip number 4. It swaps out the clip that was there, the aerial shot, with Niger camels. So now when I go ahead and I play,
square miles, a vast wilderness. It's the Sahara.
The camels are perfectly positioned where I want them to be. Now that's the power of the replace edit.